All right, welcome to the free form on YouTube. Please subscribe and share. I'm Garth, man. You're
I'm
sucking my wheel to live. Happy Halloween, people. What's up?
oh I'm out there, man. I mean, I look like an old farmer, the guy from American Gothic. you know
Yep. Hey, man, I have some questions to ask. I just got this.
I don't like it.
Okay, Pink Floyd's "Momentary Lapse of Reason."
Oh, I like that cover, the way it's done better.
Gatefold.
That's a box set or
No,
a
it's
new
just
edition.
a vinyl, and it has
It's a new edition, I guess.
yeah, it's remastered at half speed. You played at 45. It's like
wow.
a 24-page booklet.
How is the sound to it?
Oh, it's amazing, dude. I was just sitting here before we recorded the podcast, listening to it. But I was listening to the song "On the Turning Away," and at the end of it,
I like it. I like it.
At the end of it, David Gilmour goes fucking off on guitar. It ends with that long solo in his. And my God, I'm sitting here, people. It's not Floyd without fucking Roger Waters, but have you listened to the fucking music they put out on these albums? The fucking music is fucking great. The lyrics might not be Roger Water-ish, but the music is them. It's always been them. Roger Waters did not write David Gilmour fucking solos, bitches.
Yeah. I thought that even though if I had to have a choice of the two, just like if I had to have a choice with Kiss, I would prefer old Kiss to the new Kiss. I still would prefer a Roger Waters-ish type of album, but I would say that the difference is quite not that much, because when Momentary Lapse of Reason came out, I was really excited, and when I heard it, it wasn't like 5150 with Van Halen, where it's like, oh, Sammy's here, and what do they do? And this is more like, oh, Roger isn't here, but look what they're doing. And I liked it, and I thought that sorry, it sounded kind of like they did an album to represent that they were happy that they weren't working with Roger. And of course, Roger wasn't very happy about working with them, and I think he also was happy to be able to do his own stuff. So I think the feeling was mutual. But the thing is, they when I had the vinyl back then, it was when I had albums, it had a really good sound quality. And even though I've heard the Division Bell, and at times I have liked it, there's only a few songs that I remember from it, but it sounded kind of like an album that I would hear if I'm scrubbing walls. It's good background music. That's the way that I thought of it. But I liked Momentary Lapse of Reason, and Phil Manzanera from Roxy Music is on it. And I think he co-wrote the song One World. And if you don't know Phil Manzanera's stuff, we could probably maybe review his album Diamond Head sometime, or the 801 Live with Brian Eno. That's a really cool album. But yeah, I like Pink Floyd Momentary Lapse of Reason, and I think that Gilmour did good. Oh, the one thing I wanted to say was back when they did Ummagumma, and each member did like one half of a side where they did all of the instruments or stuff like that. David Gilmour called Roger Waters and asked him, "Can you please write some words to my song?" And Roger went, "Nope," and hung up. And then David got angry, and then he wrote his own words, but he did a good job. But yeah, the point was that they were supposed to do it on their own. And if you hear The Narrow Way, and then by Pink Floyd, that's all David Gilmour, every single instrument. Listen to The Narrow Way. That's him with the words and everything. And then tell me what you think later.
All right, man. Send me the link. And also, man,
Yeah.
My point is, these three members, there's three members of fucking Floyd left in this band. And just because you don't have the main songwriter and guy in there, it's like these dudes created music with Roger. Roger just didn't give them credit for a lot of the shit they wrote. It's like you could hear Roger's solo is not as good as Pink Floyd without Roger. It isn't there. And Roger was pissed that Pink Floyd was playing stadiums while he was playing small clubs at that time during this album. He was going, look, my band's up there playing a fucking big fucking stadium, and I'm playing here a fucking 3,000 seat club. He's like pissed off. It's like his fucking prognostication came true. And if the band you're in starts playing different tunes, I'll see you on the dark side of the moon. Fucking his band started playing different tunes without him. He fucking fucking Nostradamus right there, man, predicted that.
Oh, wow. That's a different way of looking at it.
Well, isn't it? He said that, and the band he was in starts playing different tunes. Pink Floyd starts playing different tunes.
Wow. Yeah.
And I never heard anybody say that. I go, what the fuck? He said that Dark Side of the Moon, and now it happened to him. And nobody said that. Nobody's noticed that his lyrics fucking came true.
You actually are able to look into things that I haven't. Huh. That's that you're looking better, you're sounding smarter. What the hell is this? Is this am I little wingy wee? I'm on the pot. I'm with the nice, cool, intelligent big boy Mark Alden Taylor, and I'm little wee, and I'm doing a little like nim. I don't know what music is. You know?
You never thought of that? I would have thought you thought of that.
No, I was into thinking about The Wall because I wrote a paper about it and got an A, and I described all of the songs. But Dark Side of the Moon, I had never thought of that because I thought it might have been about Syd Barrett and about how Syd
that was Wish You Were Here. It was about Syd.
Yeah. But I mean, I think like Brain Damage was also about maybe about that. But like The Lunatic is in my head, and if the band plays a different tune, maybe like a different tune than the one he's hearing.
Yeah.
So it's like saying like if you go away from me, then we'll be even more distant. But yeah, I didn't see that connection.
It happened. His band moved on without him and started playing different songs he had nothing to do with. So that's
maybe they heard that lyric and thought, let's make this happen. Yeah. Wow, that would have sucked.
Roger was a dick to them, man. If he wasn't a dick, they would have stayed together, because David Gilmour's a very gentle guy, man. Very nice guy. Very proper. Freaking Roger. I think Roger just likes to talk to hear himself talk sometimes.
Well, no. There were times when David Gilmour even said in the interviews, he said he would go in the studio and hear Roger playing bass and say, "Roger, you don't know how to play bass. let me play your bass for you. And then Roger would say, oh, you're the new guy in the group. You don't know what the group's about. But when he called him the new guy, he said it because that's what David said. But David and Roger knew each other since they were about 8 years old. He met the other guys when they were like teenagers. So David was like the old guy, actually, when it came to people. But yeah, Roger would ask him when David said, I want to put on some songs. And then, and David, and then Roger would say, well, do you have any? And David would go, no, and I won't until I'm good and ready. And so 6 months later, Roger asked him again, do you have anything to add? And David would say, no, and I won't until I'm good and ready. And that's what David had mentioned. So David was kind of being like holding things up a little bit. So the reason why Roger was writing a lot of the songs was because the other members weren't writing anything. And Roger was frustrated. And in one book, Nick Geeson, or Ron Geeson, yeah. Ron Geeson, who did Am Heart Mother, he's a friend with Roger, and Roger was saying he felt like he wanted to quit Pink Floyd because he said like he didn't want to be the only guy doing stuff. He didn't want to be a mirror of his ideas. And Ron told him, no, stick with it. You'll be a trooper if you stick with it. So that's what happened. But Roger didn't really want to do that, but the other guys just weren't contributing anything. So Roger saved their ass. If it wasn't for Roger, they would have been in debt and they wouldn't have done anything.
I'm just saying that Roger did not write David Gilmour solos.
Well, of course.
Yeah.
But
Roger, I give him a lot of credit. Roger is a fucking genius. But I'm saying but people seem to slight the other three members' contributions to that band. And it pisses me off because they were an amazing band. Rick Wright, Nick Mason. Fuck.
Yeah.
Those guys are amazing
they were all
musicians. Good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nick Mason's doing the Saucer Full of Secrets band, which is pretty good. Doing old Pink Floyd.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that Roger even went to see them perform. And I think he said that they were doing good.
And we lost Rick Wright, and that's kind of sad. He's one of the best keyboardists ever, man. He came up with all that shit on the wall, but the thing is, Roger got into himself that he didn't get them credit for shit. Yeah, he took all the songwriting.
Rick was on about maybe a third of the wall. Mm-hmm. They had other people.
Because he fired him, and then
no. He fired him, but that was afterwards. After the album was done, but Rick was on vacation, and what happened was someone like a manager called Rick and said, Roger needs you in the studio, and Rick said, tell him I'm on vacation, but the manager didn't say that to Roger. He said to Roger, Rick said to go fuck yourself. And so that's why Roger got angry and did that. And then later when Roger found out that didn't happen, now he doesn't mention it. But it's like, but that was the reason, So he said, I tell you what, you can, finish the album if you quit the group after the album's done. But if you decide to stay in the group, well, then I'll take off all of your keyboards and you won't be on the album. Wow. So it was kind of like that. So they all had issues. It wasn't like there was one who was worse than the other. It's just that Roger sometimes gets the blame because everyone distorts things. That's what I think.
I would go see Roger's his tours because he puts on great shows.
Yeah,
I know he probably uses a lot of fucking like embellishments on the fucking thing, but you need to with all that shit. Dude, the fucking guy wrote a fucking script for the background of Dark Side of the Moon where people were talking in the background of the song.
Yeah.
And I'm like going, who does that? but it worked. It fucking was a genius move. Nobody's done that shit. Fucking, he's thinking about every aspect of how they do the song. Oh, I'm gonna have people talk in the background of us playing a song. What the fuck? It's like, damn, dude, what kind of acid were you on? But he's Roger Waters is a fucking genius. But I hate it when people discount David Gilmour as a talent.
No, he is a talent.
And Nick Mason and Richard Wright, man, they fucking, without all three of them, there wouldn't have been a fucking Pink Floyd. But they consider, oh, without Roger Waters, there's no Pink Floyd. I go, well, fuck you. Then you discounted everything that those three members did with the band before they fucking kicked out Roger because they couldn't work with him anymore. You know, he kicked them out of the band at the final cut. It's like, fuck you, Roger. But Roger is a fucking genius. I give him that. All geniuses are eclectic, like you, Lee. You're a fucking musical genius too.
Yeah, I'm the thing is, I'm one of the nice people. I'm a guy that everyone gets along with, and I agree with everything everybody says. I'm one of the nice guys. Shut up.
You don't agree with everything.
Hey,
you give your opinion. Tell people
I'm a nice guy.
You're a very nice guy, but you're also an asshole.
Hey, no, shut up right now.
All right, man. I want to keep this episode Pink Floyd-ish, man. Let's just end this, man. I love all Pink Floyd. I love Roger Waters. I love Radio Chaos. Jim Ladd, one of my favorite DJs, is on that album as a DJ. A lot of people hate Radio Chaos, but I like that album.
I didn't really care for it, but I'll have to hear it again.
I thought it was really cool, man. All right, man. Lee, say goodbye, man.
Goodbye, man.